Well, the question of whether God knows everything in the future is one of the most difficult questions in the history of theology. And some people think that this will, if God knows the future perfectly, then this will interfere with our freedom. So it is a question of great importance. We have to be very careful of any simple answers. So to give a modern analogy, in the case of physics, in quantum physics, if you ask the question, does a photon of light, is light a wave or a particle? If you try to answer the question, yes, it's a particle, you're wrong. If you answer the question, yes, it's a wave, you're wrong. It is both realities understood in different ways. So I think it's something like that with God's knowledge of the future. As far as we are concerned, and in terms of our interactions with God, I think we are free. I think that's absolutely a foundational principle particularly of Christian theology. And without that, we will be the slaves of God, or the slaves of determinism, or be like machines or robots. And this will be against divine love, which is the first principle, if you like, of our knowledge of God. That God is a Trinity, God is love, and God wants us to love with him the things that he loves. So we have to have freedom. So I think the safest answer is to say that God doesn't know everything we're going to do from our perspective. At the same time, from God's perspective, he sees all of time all at once. So that includes our actions and his responses to our actions all at once, like a great tapestry or carpet. So with all the different interactions of God and human sin and human actions and responses all together. So I think in this other sense, God does know everything, and he sees us complete, all our history all at once. But the safer metaphor, the safer position to preserve what we understand is to say that God is to some extent waiting to see what we will do. And you might say the whole of life is God asking us, what do we really want? And in the end, we will get what we really want, to live with him or not. So from Christian theology, he will respect our choices, whatever those choices will be. And there's a lovely line at the beginning of, early in the book of Genesis, where God brings the animals to Adam. And there's a line which says that God waited to see what the man would call them. So I think God likes to be surprised sometimes by what we do. And I think that's the most fruitful understanding, and the one that's safer. But of course there is this other understanding that God sees everything all at once. But with our limited minds, if we try to use that without very careful qualification, the answers will tend to mislead and lead us into a wrong understanding.